Good day, YouTubers. This photo purports to be the exact moment that Meghan learned of the overturn of Roe versus Wade by the Supreme Court. Personally, I always have a photographer on standby in the house. I give this person their own closet with a hard stool, and occasionally I will hand feed them snacks. So, did Meghan call a photographer? Is this a backgrid photo? Because I couldn't find it. Did a paparazzi break into the house and capture this historic groundbreaking moment? Or was it Harry? Harry, darling, I sense something important is about to happen. I'm going to open my computer and you just snap away. Her statement said, I know what it feels like to have a connection to what is growing inside of your body. Do you, Meghan? Do you know what it feels like to have a baby growing inside you? I'm certain you know what it feels like to have your baby growing inside of a surrogate mother. She made the standard leftist, wild, unfounded statements about sourcing abortion pills from unregulated pharmacies, women being unable to travel across state lines to any of the 24 states with no restrictions on abortions. Personally, uh, I'm from DC. I lived in Maryland. I crossed a state line twice a day, every day, my entire life until I left that area. It's really difficult to cross a state line. I just did it every day of my life. She played the race card also, stating that this unfairly targets women of color, and of course, Harry is a feminist. Then Meghan met with Gloria Steinem, the famous feminist. Steinem talked about the need to get Americans to the polls to elect pro-choice candidates. We can make clear that reproductive freedom is a fundamental right, like freedom of speech. Honestly, the Democratic left was just controlling both the House and the Senate. Why didn't you codify this while you had the chance? Now, both the House and the Senate are almost certainly going to flip majority Republican in the midterms by November, and that will definitely change the political environment as it should and as it must in a democracy. Meghan responded by saying, it's a much larger conversation about why, for years, for decades, we're fighting to get a constitutional amendment put through, the Equal Rights Amendment, that makes it clear that women can be treated equally, and how it is completely nonsensical that that's even something we're still fighting for. The Duchess of Sussex responded. So she would have had to state to the paper she wants to be referred to as the Duchess of Sussex, she who left the royal family and wants no connection to them, and they drove her to the point of suicide. So what did she say? I mean, Gloria Steinem's statement, very sensible, very clear. I understood exactly what she said and what she meant. What did Meghan say? The Civil Rights Act passed in 1964. It is specifically illegal to discriminate on the basis of gender, color, sexual preference, handicap, religious beliefs, etc. That's almost 60 years now. That's 3 generations. What I think when I hear Meghan's statement is that that's nonsense. Everything Meghan just said is just word salad and is factually and objectively false. So, literally, as an objective person, I just hear a baby in a grown ass woman's body crying and backing up her emotional outburst with false statements. Meghan also said she might soon travel to Washington, D.C. to rally support for the Equal Rights Amendment. They want a literal amendment to the Constitution. Meghan seems to be throwing her hat into the political ring again. Number one, Meghan can't take any criticism. Okay, if you criticize, she's not thin-skinned. She has no skin. Okay, to protect her. If you read Meghan's words carefully, it's all just nonsense. That doesn't mean that she won't run for office. I think Meghan is someone who floats literally everything and sees what comes of it. Remember when Meghan tweeted that she would be providing medical updates on the virus during the pandemic and they got so much backlash, this idea just disappeared and you never heard from it again? Meghan posts raise a glass to yourself on this 4th of July. She's talking about self-love, self-acceptance, and of course, women's rights again. Finally, we have news that Harry and Meghan have hired a director for their own Kardashian-style reality series. I've actually been waiting for this for a long time. Number one, when do they have time to do a Netflix series, like be followed around 24 hours a day, in addition to everything else they're supposed to be doing? the Invictus Netflix series, the Spotify. They've done no Spotify's. All of this takes work, and they've hired staff, and they're not producing anything. Additionally, didn't we all think that they left the royal family for privacy? And now they're going to fling open their doors to a film crew in their home that will follow them everywhere they go 24 hours a day. Royal biographer Duncan Larkin says if throwing up the doors for full access doesn't pan out, then all the future $1 million offers will dry up. And so far, all they have is this advance payments, and they've not produced any content. Because look at it. Their brand, Meghan and Harry's brand, is privacy. No one sees Lily. No one sees Archie. Meghan goes to Harry's polo matches. She doesn't bring Archie or Lily. They don't take them out in public. You never see them anywhere. Even members of the royal family never see them, not even on Zoom calls. And grandfather Thomas Markle is not even allowed to see his own grandchildren. So to any reasonable person, this seems like a complete about-face from what they've been doing all along. But do Harry and Meghan even see a contradiction? Let's see what the cards want to reveal today. Let's get into it. Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to the generous folks who buy me a cup of tea. I think that's all I'm supposed to say. Okay. So, people were criticizing Meghan for not making any comments on, the Roe versus Wade decision. Boy, oh boy, did she come out and make some comments. She met with Gloria Steinem. She makes official comments. She's saying she's really, in terms of commenting and taking a stand, she's really hitting it out of the park, which makes me think she's about to announce a presidential bid or some kind of political bid. So let's review. Harry can't live in the United States. He just can't. She can't run for political office. Harry has to give up his title. He should not do that. That's literally all he has. He will be left with nothing. And for some strange reason, I think Meghan would get more street cred by, making Harry give up his title, no matter what, and his life gets crashed on the rocks a few years later when they divorce, and then he has nothing. I mean, would people look at Meghan like a home wrecker or somebody who just destroyed Harry's life? No. She's going to get away with all of it. That's what I think. So it really looks like Meghan's about to announce a bid for presidency. Anybody can run for president. Anybody. I met a local guy. He was selling roofs. He came by the house. I have a no solicitation sign on, knocked powerfully on my door. Turns out he was running for local office. And I'm like, and he lives down the street somewhere. So anybody can run. Will Meghan announce not that he's a bad guy, I mean, he seemed like a good guy. Will Meghan announce a bid for U.S. presidency? Is that what she's working us all up to? Oh, okay. Oh, there's a yes. Okay, so, I mean, what comes to mind is all the attacks on Donald Trump and how differently they treat people like Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi's husband who got pulled over and caught drunk driving. Wow, it's just interesting. And Meghan is very thin-skinned, and like when people attack Donald Trump, he goes after them, and it's like crazy. I'm kind of impressed, frankly, because I'm not like that. I don't like to be attacked. I don't run toward the battle and fight. Different people. I mean, what does Meghan do? She sues everybody. So, do we have here Meghan announcing a bid for presidency? Well, there's only one person card, Angel. I mean, political office is all about lots of people. There's got to be a lot of people helping. So we have a yes. which means maybe yes. I think she does. She is testing the waters to see what people think of her running for office. And she just wants, like that coronavirus thing. She said, oh, we're just going to be sending out information on the pandemic as it comes up, medical information. And everybody's like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And so she just stopped. But if she got a positive response to it, you can bet, Meghan Markle and Bill Gates, they're going to be sending out medical information all the time, and they have no medical background. So is she going to be running for U.S. president? Angel, straight razor, cross. Permanent. Cross is the most permanent card. Cross and 10 diamonds are the most permanent cards. So the foundation is setting up like a permanent foundation. Decision, angel. I think she wants to see what people's perception of her is. Do they like her? Do they respond favorably to her as an angel? And she'll find out very quickly. The more politically she acts, the more political statements she makes, she'll find out. 8 and 11, 19, 5 clubs. She's looking at this as one of several options. How are there 2 straight razors in here? What is going on? How do I have 2 straight razors in my deck? I'm going to have to count my cards and see what duplicates I have, and if I picked up some extra cards, that's really odd. All right, lovers on her mind. Again, do they like her? Will people work with her? And we have the no card. I think she's feeling stuck. I think nothing. Spotify's not panning out. They haven't done anything. How can you know if you're going to succeed if you don't put any Spotify's out? They put one out. And in terms of a new producer, if I started doing Spotify, she got a lot more listens and views than I would get as a new producer because she has a big name. So she's feeling stuck. The hard work of it all. Opportunity that passes very quickly. And do people see her as a politician? Can she be part of that group of people? Home. So I think Meghan at the advanced age of probably 44 or 46, because something just came out where she commented on 17 magazine, and it said she was 21 at the time, and if you count back to, and it was like 1993, and if you count the years from when they said this girl, Meghan Markle, commented on 17, she was 21. If you count forward, she's 44 or 46. So at the ripe old age of 46, she's still trying to establish herself. So this says to me, just testing the waters. She's feeling like a lot of other stuff is not working out. She wants to see if people will work with her, if they really like her, if they have a good view of her. Because some people have a negative view of her. There's a lot of people who talk about how Meghan is a narcissist and how she's controlling Harry. I kind of feel like Meghan is a narcissist and she's controlling Harry and ruining his life. And I meet people like this occasionally, and they're just so toxic. And they wear a mask. They wear a nice mask, like Ellen DeGeneres wears a beautiful, nice mask, and everybody loves Ellen. And I watched Ellen way back years ago, and I'm like, gosh, she's so nice. She wasn't nice. She's now considered the meanest person in Hollywood, which she's not. I actually know meaner people in Hollywood. But Ellen is a narcissist. She's wearing a mask. That's not who she really is. She's pretending to be something she's not, when in fact she was exactly the opposite. And that's what narcissists do. So Meghan is clearly testing the waters. And that's, testing the waters. She kind of throws everything against the wall and sees what sticks. And so far, she and Harry have not done anything about whatever's sticking. Spotify stuck, Netflix stuck. They need to milk those cows and really produce some content and show that they've got what it takes. So will Meghan run for a lower office, a mayor's seat, a governor's seat, a senator seat or a representative seat. Our beloved Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's a representative in New Jersey. Okay, that's a congressional seat. That's a very powerful position, as you can tell by how much hay and noise Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is making. I'm not from New Jersey, and I know her name. She's always in the news. And apparently she's not a great politician. She doesn't influence the other politicians. She influences you and other people. So will Meghan run for lower office, some lower form of office, not president? Butterfly. Oh my. Oh dear. Do I see Meghan running for a lower office? Look at how positive the top is. Magi manifesting these relationships and transforming them. 13, 19, 5 clubs. Again, options. She is really looking at politics as an option for establishing herself in the future. And that's why she's talking all that feminist stuff, because obviously she's a feminist. She married into wealth, everything she has. Her title, Duchess of Sussex, it's all just granted to her, and she didn't work for any of it. So she's obviously a feminist who pulled her own self up by her bootstraps. What do we have underneath? So definitely looking at it, the devil is showing up. Devil and 10 hearts. Wow. And straight razor and 2 hearts. We have 2 very emotional cards. Lovers and cup overflowing, and 3 spades, very dark spades. Coffin, secrets, dead bodies in the box, straight razor, and devil. So what this says is ugly stuff, secrets, things that Meghan doesn't want to come out are going to come out very suddenly, and Meghan is going to turn from an angel to a devil. So in that first spread, we had angel right in the center. Here we have devil playing a prominent role. So she's going to be, something is going to be exposed. The bullying, there's so many, the surrogacies, all the lying about the surrogacies and the children. There's so much that can be exposed, and something is going to be suddenly exposed, and people are going to really emotionally react to it. And people are emotional animals. We're logical, but we're also very emotional. Emotions really, like, if you have an emotional connection to something, you really remember those events and the facts or whatever. So our emotions and our memories and our thinking are very connected. Let's see here. 21, 22 plus 6, 28, 7 spades, secrets. Secrets and secrets will suddenly be exposed and going to get a really bad reaction. So she is definitely looking at it. She's definitely looking at it, but underneath, there's definitely some secrets that can be exposed. The big thing that she announced, okay, and again, I think this is just how Meghan talks. Meghan she just throws stuff out there. She says, we should do a rally in D.C. I'm going to attend a rally in D.C. Will she attend a rally in D.C.? Honestly, I think she's just throwing that out there to see how people react. And if enough people are like, yeah, Meghan needs to come and lead a rally in D.C. on women's rights and abortion and like a new ERA amendment, we're going to get a constitutional amendment. And if there's a lot of support for it, I think we'll see Meghan do it. And if people make fun of her, which it wouldn't be gauche and not against kind of public decorum to make fun of that, because those are very sensitive topics: abortion, women's rights, women of color. I mean, she picks all the most sensitive topics so she can't be criticized. But if people kind of backlash against her, she's not going to go. That's what I think. So will Meghan attend a rally in Washington, D.C.? Will she actually do it? Will this actually happen? Because that's that's worldwide news, and we will see that everywhere. Will she do this? Oh. Can't wait to see what's on the bottom. All right, well, okay, so very carefully, very cleverly considering roses, she's just saying the right thing Direct action, saying the right thing. 25, 28, 7 spades. She hasn't decided, of course, and she has the right to change her mind 10,000 times per second. And she's changing her mind right up. She just changed her mind again. Oh, there she did. She's changing her mind constantly. So she's the 5 hearts, the fickle woman, or the fence sitter. Okay, so she's very much considering this as a strategic chess move. So she just came out and said it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to this rally. And it's very sweet words. It tickles your ears. The people who want to hear this, she wants to tickle their ears, and she wants them to say, yay, Meghan, we want you to do this. That's exactly what she's doing. Okay, but she hasn't decided. She just wants to see what, she's manipulating her fan base to see what they will say. If they like this, if they don't like this, if there's a groundswell, if she gets other important people involved and she can join with them, that's what she's doing. She hasn't decided anything. What's underneath? Ace of Spades, decision, strength, Mercury. Talking about foundation, communicating about foundation, constantly in this direction, and constantly talking to establish this foundation. I think she's trying to establish herself as an important political figure and a feminist by talking. Okay, she's establishing her foundation by talking. Specific instances, constantly doing it, and specific things. Like Roe versus Wade just happened. That's straight razor. Okay, but she met with the famous feminist before, what's her name? Gloria Steinem. She met with her before. She just keeps beating this drum. 3 spades, 7 hearts. She just beating this drum in this direction. But there's things, opportunities that comes up, you know, like Uvalde. Meghan showed up in Uvalde. What does she have to do with Uvalde? Nothing. It's just something that happened. And so she put her face in the paper there. Okay, so she's trying to establish herself by constantly talking about these things and by specific instances. Roe versus Wade. Let's do a new ERA march on the Capitol. So she hasn't decided anything. And she's trying to build a following to do this. That's kind of a very feminine, very passive-aggressive kind of approach. She just kind of is throwing stuff out there to see what people will think and how they will react. So finally, we have the Kardashian-style Meghan and Harry reality series. Personally, I mean, I would watch it. I would have to watch it because I would be totally interested. And I did like the Kardashians. I did enjoy watching them. I think they're a train wreck, especially with how the women treat the men. I mean, it's despicable how men are treated in the Kardashian family. Bruce Jenner, one of the greatest athletes who ever lived, he became a woman. So the women are there's such an imbalance of power. One way to interpret that is there's such an imbalance of power in the Kardashian house that one of the greatest athletes in the world became a woman just to even out the power base a little bit. Or you can say, well, he was just born that way, and at 65 he decides finally to come out as a woman. I think Steven Spielberg is also doing that, but he hasn't come out. Just based on knowing him a little bit. But anyway, I would watch it. And like an interesting story, I was playing a game where you run people, you run over this side with the train, or you run over that side with the train. So anything where, you know, you get to kill stuff. I love games like that. So I had the Kardashian card, and I put it down on the tracks, and I'm like, oh, this is going to seal it. They're going to run over the Kardashians for 4. And they were like, for sure, and there were like 4 other cards on the track on either side, because we had a whole bunch of people playing. And they didn't want to run over the Kardashians. People came to the defense of the Kardashians. And I find the Kardashians very entertaining, like Maury Povich, like Jerry Springer. But they're also the rot. They're indicative of the rot in current American culture. and what is destroying us. So will the public welcome a Kardashian-style Meghan and Harry reality series? Because I would love to see it, but I can't imagine it, because where the heck are Archie and Lily? And how are they going to pull this off? Will the public welcome this? There's the public. That's the ultimate public card. That's the whole world. Emotional. Interesting cards. This sticks out right here. 6 spades and Jack of diamonds. 6 spades is a great line card. Jack of diamonds is a deception card. A lot of smoke and mirrors. Okay, so let's just read this. What do we have right on the surface? The whole world. It's a lot of work. And 28, 7 spades. Again, here's 7 spades. Secrets. This is, wow, this is a big job. This is going to take literally all of their time, attention, and energy to be filmed 24 hours a day, especially in the beginning. The Kardashians did it for 20 years, and I would think after a couple of years of this, you get the hang of it. You realize everything you do is not actually going to be on television, even though they film literally everything you do. Only punctuated events are going to make it into the series, and the participants become a bit more comfortable, realizing what will make the cut and what won't, and what they can, they can start to live their lives a little bit more normally. But in the beginning, oh my gosh, I would be terrified that literally I'm going to the bathroom and everything might show up on TV. They're listening outside the door with their little microphone to me tinkle, like, oh my God, I'm going insane, like that. So it's a lot of work. This says it's a lot of work. It's an entire lifestyle. But here's secrets. Okay, they're the most secretive people on the planet at this point, and then they want to fling open the doors and be the opposite. I just don't see how Meghan can do it, because a narcissist is all about control. If there's a camera crew filming literally everything you do 24 hours a day, you've really just lost control. There's no way you can keep it together 24 hours a day, because that's how narcissists are. Ellen DeGeneres was wearing her be kind to everybody mask, and behind the scenes, she was so nasty to everybody, it was unbelievable. And that's how narcissists work. They compensate by being super nasty. My father and mother are both narcissists. I really understand what that was like, because it was hell in the house. But my father, he's the biggest party guy. Everybody loved him. He was a super ladies man. All the ladies would just swoon over my father. He was 5'4" on his best day and really overweight, but the ladies, man, they loved him. He was super ladies man. So, I mean, he really knew how to make a good impression in public and get people to really like him. But he was the devil at home. Okay, so how are you going to do that if you're being filmed 24 hours a day? What do we have underneath? Very emotional, very deceptive, a lot of deception, an emotional narrative. Sun exposes everything. And literally 8 diamonds is everything material. Everything about their life is going to be exposed in an emotional narrative. And yet, right here, they're hiding is all the lying and deception. So exposing everything, lying and deception, and very emotional. It's going to just hiding stuff is going to be so difficult. It's going to be really difficult. Let's add this up. 20, 36, 9 spades. No way, Jose. It's going to be too much. The stress of that would be too much. So, will the public welcome a Meghan and Harry style, Kardashian style Meghan and Harry reality show? This says it's a lot of work and it's going to be very difficult to keep the secrets. Let's ask the sticks. Because the answer to me is yes, I would welcome that. Yes, no, yes, no. Will the public embrace a Kardashian-style reality series. Hail Mary, full of grace, Lord is with thee, blessed art thou among women, blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. That's a very clear yes. So the public will love it. I would love it. It's all about drama, baby. I want to see the drama, and there's a lot of drama. So yes, but it will. I think it will actually. These cards say to me, it will actually destroy Harry and Meghan. So Meghan is looking at a presidential bid. She's testing the waters. That's what she does. Is she looking at a lower office, mayor, governor, senator, representative like Ocasio-Cortez? Absolutely yes. She just wants to see who's behind her. Will Meghan attend a rally in D.C., a very political rally, an ERA rally? Again, she's throwing it out there to just see how people react. So literally 3 questions is like, well, I wonder how people react. She just wants to see what kind of reaction, what kind of response she gets, if people will get behind her, and if they do, she'll do it. If not, she'll just drop it. And I would love to see a Kardashian thing, but it will completely destroy them. I think that's biting for someone whose life is all about being secret. Very obviously, Meghan is the most secretive person on the planet. That would destroy Harry and Meghan. Just the stress of trying to keep the secrets and exposing everything else, that would destroy them. So that's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment.